Hello, Sagittarius. My name is Jason Augustus Newcomb, and I want to welcome you to your reading for June 2016. This is going to be a general reading based on the energies flowing through your sign of Sagittarius this month. The system that I'm going to be using to do this reading is called Geomancy. It's also sometimes called Terrestrial Astrology. It is one of the most ancient divination systems in the world. And a lot of people think it's one of the most accurate divination systems in the world because you ask for wisdom and guidance directly from the anima mundi, or soul of the world. So jumping right in to get started, we begin by generating 4 mother symbols, and for you those symbols are Conjunctio, Fortuna Major, Acquisitio, and Carcer. And 3 of those are considered to be quite positive, and one of them is a little bit less positive, but 3 out of 4 ain't bad, right? So to begin with, Conjunctio represents coming together, joining. It's a little bit of a neutral card, but right next to it is Fortuna Major, so it's not a card, it's a symbol. I have a card for it. I keep saying card for some reason. I'm going to have to train myself to stop doing that because it's very silly. I do a lot of tarot reading, and so I'm used to the word card comes out of my mouth very easily, and I'm looking at a card. So, but anyway, it's not a card, it's a symbol. Conjunctio as a symbol represents coming together, joining. Fortuna Major represents positive, long-term, wonderful, successful, magical, amazing things coming into your life. So between those 2 things, you're coming together into fantastic things. At least in those first 2 symbols. Acquisitio also represents material gain, or represents a profit. It represents making positive outcomes happening in your life. So that's fantastic. And the 4th one is Carcer, which represents being sort of trapped and confined. So it may be that in some way your choices that you're making right now that are bringing positive things into your life may make you feel a little bit stuck. Now those 4 mother symbols, they bring into being a bunch of additional symbols. So there's 4 daughter symbols, 4 niece symbols, 2 witness symbols, and a judge symbol. Now that judge symbol is also significant. It's sort of the it's the final word of the reading, although it's not really the most important necessarily, but it's something to think about. And that too also is Carcer. So keep in mind that energy of feeling sort of stuck and trapped is something that is significant for you this month. And Sagittarians tend to like their freedom, and they tend to like to explore things and to be moving in new directions. So that feeling is probably one that is a bit uncomfortable for you. However, there's a lot of positive things flowing through your life, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just as you notice yourself feeling a little restricted and confined, think about it realistically. Do you need to make a change, or is it something that you just need to sort of let go of, and it's okay, you can live with it? That I can't make that decision for you, but you need to think about that. Let's switch over to the horoscope view of this thing, and then so all those symbols get laid out on a horoscope. I haven't mentioned it in any of the other readings, but this is actually an old-fashioned form of horoscope. Up until the 20th century, I think this is pretty much the way that the horoscopes were being done. And then they switched over to that circular wheel, but it's the same thing. So the house system just goes through. So in the first house we see that Conjunctio, the second house we see Fortuna Major, the third house we see that Acquisitio, and so on around the wheel. In terms of your financial life and your career, let's focus on money first. That's where we see that Fortuna Major is in the second house of money. So this means long-term success and gains in your financial life are coming into being this month. Now, you may not completely see the full results of those things, but long-term success, acquisition of financial freedom, those sorts of things, that's on its way to being a part of your life. Now, if there's a delay, it may be because part of that money may be coming from a trust or an inheritance or something like that. And Carcer is in the 4th house of the father and of inheritances and so forth. So that may be something that slows down for some people. For other people, it may be that symbol might mean something different. It just means confinement. But I mean, if you are in a position where you're waiting for an inheritance or for a check of some sort to be coming from a a legal matter or something like that, there may be a little bit of a delay in there, but it is heading towards a long-term successful conclusion to that. In terms of your career, where you're going with your career, we have a Fortuna Minor in the house, in the 10th house of career, and Fortuna Minor means a small, not necessarily small, but a positive matter that comes into your life in a quick way, and it may not be as lasting. So chances are that would be something like a bonus or a positive, a pat on the back from your boss, or a positive thing that's taking place in your career that isn't necessarily going to last forever. It's not you aren't being made CEO. Maybe you're just making getting a new contract, or moving forward in some positive way in your life. However, in your house of learning and wisdom and gaining new knowledge and spiritual insight, you have acquisitio. So it's quite possible that you're beginning a process of learning new skills, and things are beginning to manifest for you in the long term for your career and for moving forward. All very positive energies. Again, let's go with the one somewhat negative thing, which is in the 6th house of health. We have amissio, and amissio means loss. It means things, conditions moving away from oneself. Now, that can be interpreted in a negative and a positive way. If you're having something removed, or you're something concluding from yourself in a health way, if you're having a tooth removed, or a cataract surgery or something like that, then it can be quite a positive situation. However, it can also represent sort of something being taken away from you, a health matter that it isn't necessarily as positive. But let's go with the more positive conclusion. That's more fun, right? So maybe you're just gonna get rid of that. Your migraine problem. You're going to solve it, and you're going to lose that problem altogether. Okay. Fortuna Minor occurs in your love life, your 7th house of partnerships, and so what that indicates is that if you are in a relationship right now, some small positive thing is going to take place this month. Either you're going to have a wonderful experience out in the world, you're going to have a great time, or things are going to move in a slightly new direction and in a positive sense. It's definitely a positive situation. If you're not in a relationship, it means that there's a really good chance that you're going to be in a relationship very soon. Because it's Fortuna Minor, it's uncertain whether that relationship is going to last forever. It may, but it emphasizes the speed of it. So I mean, there's someone right around the corner for you if you're thinking about getting into a relationship. If you are already in a relationship, it just means that something positive is going to happen within your relationship. If you are just ending a relationship, it means that is a positive move for you, that you're going to move in a great new direction in your life, and everything is going to be improved as a result of those choices that you're making. So good for you. So in general, it's a very positive month for you. I would say a lot of good stuff coming in. Hopefully the health matter is minor if it's something negative, and that sense of sort of stuckness is not something that eats away at you too much, because it looks like everything is kind of coming up roses for you. It may be that stuckness comes in the relationship, because it's Fortuna Minor there. It may be that the stuckness comes in your career. Maybe you'd like to have a bigger raise, and you don't feel like the small change that they've made is enough. Hey, think about it. Don't be rash. Just, do what you need to do. So that's a general reading of the general energies that are going on in your life right now. And if you'd like a more personalized reading, what I want you to do is I want you to sign up for my mailing list. There's some sort of way to get there in the comments on the video or something. And I want you to go there and sign up for my mailing list, and you'll find out how you can get a totally free personalized reading from me. And I'll see you next month.